Did you know that more than 80% of our ocean has yet to be seen, explored, or mapped by humans? We love so many aspects of ocean conservation, but one that keeps things fresh is that our ocean is still a true wild frontier. There's still so much to learn about the habitats and wildlife that exist today. So it's no surprise that the creatures who live there are fascinating, strange, and above all, creepy. Because they never see daylight, they've evolved to look very different from their shallow water counterparts. While biological discoveries continue to advance, there are some parts of the ocean that are so inaccessible that, despite our best efforts, we've only discovered a sliver of the truth. Every year, scientists make new discoveries about our wild blue planet. Today, we'd like to share 9 of these incredible discoveries with you. Watch until the end and prepare to be amazed by what our ocean has in store for you. Number 1. Otodus megalodon. We've all heard of Otodus megalodon, the mysterious and massive shark. But with these massive ancient sharks having been extinct for millions of years, how much do we really know about them? Simply put, there isn't much. But we do know a few things, and while scientists work to learn more about these mesmerizingly monstrous elasmobranchs, we're here to share some quick yet jaw-dropping facts about our legendary friend, the megalodon. This enormous shark was not only the largest shark ever to live, but it was also one of the largest fish until the species became extinct. Megalodon was estimated to have grown to 60 feet in length, making it 3 times the size of the average great white shark. Whale sharks are the largest fish in the sea today, and these filter feeders are usually between 18 and 32.5 feet long. To provide some context, the maximum length of a typical school bus is approximately 45 feet. Yes, that is a very large shark. Most modern depictions of Megalodon resemble it as a supersized great white shark, which is partly due to scientists' long-held belief that the great white and Megalodon shared a common ancestor. Megalodon is thought to have been the last species of a distinct lineage of sharks. It has a more compact jaw, longer pectoral fins, and a shorter nose, known as rostrum, which distinguishes it from your typical great white. These massive offspring would have required a massive amount of nutrients, much more than a mother shark could have provided on her own. So in addition to the nutrients they gained in utero, the babies helped themselves to some extra calories in the form of their unborn siblings. This behavior, known as oophagy, or egg eating, serves a purpose, as shocking as it is. While not all of the developing baby sharks made it to birth, those who did are likely to have emerged as strong as possible and ready to take on the world. If you've ever seen the film The Meg, you'll understand what I mean. There are some theories floating around that, hey, if 80% of our ocean is still unexplored, how do we know for sure that this creature has gone extinct? Could it possibly avoid human detection in the deep sea? While this is an intriguing and mind-boggling idea, the vast majority of scientists do not believe it's possible, citing its size as the main obstacle. Rather than the deep sea, most of the megalodon's potential prey live in shallower ocean zones with plenty of food. Scientists believe that if these animals were alive, we would have at least some idea. Number 2. Mini sea monster. According to a recently published study, fossils discovered by miners in Morocco belonged to a mulser, a small porpoise-sized ocean-dwelling reptile. This miniature sea monster made up for its lack of size with what it possessed within its mouth. The specimen owned dental characteristics not found in any other reptiles known to science. Its teeth were not only extremely sharp, but also jagged like a saw. They were so distinct that the creature was given the scientific name Xenodon's kalmanchari, or strange tooth, is translated. Its closely packed knife-like teeth gave this creature a shark-like slicing bite and may have been key to its survival. The mini sea monster was only about the size of a porpoise, so it had to rely on its agility and weapon-like teeth to survive. Morocco was submerged beneath the tropical sea during the late Cretaceous period, when X. kalmanchari lived. Predatory marine animals such as other mosasaur species, long-necked plesiosaurs, giant sea turtles, and saber-toothed fish inhabited those waters. A huge diversity of mosasaurs lived here. Study lead researcher Nick Longreach, a senior lecturer at the University of Bath's Milner Center for Evolution, said, "Some were enormous, deep-diving predators, similar to modern sperm whales. Others had enormous teeth and could grow up to 10 meters or 32 feet in length. Still others were top predators, similar to orcas, while others consumed shellfish, similar to modern sea otters. And then there were the odd little xenodons." The discovery of Excalmanchari also adds to evidence that Morocco's marine reptile ecosystem and diversity were thriving at the end of the Cretaceous period. But it all came to an end when the 6-mile-wide or 10-kilometer meteor collided with Earth, causing the extinction of these sea creatures and the dinosaurs. Number 3. Dumbo octopus. The Dumbo octopus, named after the Disney character and found at least 7,800 meters under the surface, makes them the deepest living octopuses known in the Marianas Trench. It has 8 tiny tentacles, lopsided ears, and deep-set eyes. Life at those extreme depths necessitates the ability to survive in extremely cold water and in the absence of sunlight. Because Dumbo octopuses are naturally rare and the deep sea is vast, these species have developed specialized behaviors to increase the likelihood of successful reproduction whenever they find a mate. Females appear to always carry eggs at various stages of development, and they can store sperm for extended periods of time after mating with a male. Using these advantages, female Dumbo octopuses can transfer sperm to their most developed eggs whenever the environmental conditions are favorable for reproduction. Despite spending the majority of their lives suspended above the seafloor, Dumbo octopuses lay their eggs on the seafloor, attached to rocks or other hard surfaces. These 8 to 12-inch adorable animals are hardly spooky. They move through the ocean by flapping their ears. Despite their cute appearance, Dumbo octopuses are predators that have a powerful jaw. Grimpotithus species are thought to exist in a variety of cold, abysmal depths. Specimens have been discovered in the waters off the coast of Oregon, the Philippines, Martha's Vineyard, the Azores, New Zealand, Australia, California, the Gulf of Mexico, Papua New Guinea, and more. The vessel Normand Ocean, which uses underwater drones to inspect platforms, made its most recent observation on June 21, 2022, at a depth of 1,250 meters. This time, they were to inspect the chains and risers at the Asta Hansteen platform outside of Trindelag, Norway. With some specimens discovered or photographed in Hadal depths, Dumbo octopuses are the deepest living octopuses that are currently known. One specimen of Grimpotithus was caught at a depth of 7,279 meters. But the location of this depth is unknown, as the specimen may have been captured while the net was descending to depth. Grimpotithus, however, was discovered in 2020 and confirmed the Hadal distribution of this genus. It was discovered 6,957 meters below the surface of the Java Trench. Number 4. Comb jellies. Comb jellies have been swimming around in the world's oceans for over 500 million years. However, we know very little about these magnificent creatures. Comb jellies, also known as cenotaphores, resemble extraterrestrial creatures. They're luminous, gelatinous creatures with captivating visuals. They reflect any light that strikes them, and they move the water by using their comb-like plates. These underwater wonders are eye-pleasing, but they're also voracious predators that occasionally even attack their own kind. Their bodies are made of a mass of jelly, the external layer of which is 2 cells thick, and the internal cavity of which is lined with yet another layer. The phylum contains a wide variety of body types, such as the egg-shaped cetopids with retractable tentacles that catch prey, the flat, generally combless platysanids, and the large-mouthed barodes that feed on other cenotaphores. The body of pink comb jellies is frequently colored pinkish to reddish-brown and is shaped like a sac or an egg. comb jellies can reach a length of 5 feet. Despite having a soft, gelatinous body, comb jellies are thought to have existed as far back as the early Cambrian, or about 525 million years ago. These fossils are found in Lagerstätten. In studies of molecular phylogenetics, the place of the comb jelly in the tree of life has been disputed. Comb jellies are thought to be the second earliest branching animal lineage, with sponges serving as the sister group to all other multicellular animals, according to biological theory. According to other biologists, comb jellies began to appear before sponges. Thankfully, comb jellies do not sting. Comb jellies, unlike stinging jellyfish such as lion's mane jellyfish, lack venomous stinging cells. Instead, they have coloblasts, which are sticky cells that adhere to their prey. If you come across comb jelly, carefully pick it up in a glass to avoid being stung. Hold it up to the light to see the beautiful play of colors in the flickering comb plates that have given the animal its name. A name that doesn't quite capture how fascinating these creatures are. Number 5. Deep Sea Hatchetfish. If you've ever wondered what it's like to live in the deep sea, look into the tortured eyes of a marine hatchetfish. Deep sea hatchetfish, a species of ray-finned fish belonging to the Sternopteroid family. Deep sea hatchetfish is found in the tropical and subtropical Atlantic, Indian, and even Pacific Oceans. Common names for this fish include Pacific hatchetfish, deep sea hatchetfish, and slender hatchetfish. It lives in the mesopelagic zone and either isn't movable or moves vertically for a brief period of time each day. The scientific name of hatchetfish is Argyropelagos affinis. It has a standard length of up to 70 millimeters and is a tiny, laterally compressed fish. Its eyes are shaped like tubes and its mouth is vertical. Behind the eye, there isn't a spine. There is a short spine in front of the upper column. In addition to the dorsal adipose fin, the dorsal fin has 9 short, soft rays. This fish has silvery sides, a dark back, and darker pigment along the lateral line. Adult fish have rows of photophores on the underside, and their scales often come off. Typically, it can be found in the mesopelagic zone. During the day, it trawls at depths between 350 and 600 meters. That's about 1,100 to 2,000 feet, where it can yield the highest catches. And at night, the greatest abundance of fish is in the depth range between 170 and 400 meters, around 600 to 1,300 feet. This suggests that some fish, but not necessarily all fish, make brief daily vertical migrations. The hatchetfish can cast a glow from their undersides that matches the color and intensity of the light all around them, rendering them invisible to any hungry eyes below. It's the ideal cover because it allows the hatchetfish to blend in wherever they go, from the deep sea's darkness to the brighter environment higher up, where they migrate at night to find food. This strategy, known as bioluminescent counter-illumination, is one of the most effective and widely used forms of camouflage found in marine organisms all over the world. Number 6. Ping pong tree sponge. Don't judge a book by its cover. The ping pong tree sponge is not funny, despite its comical name. The name tree-producing ping pongs refers to the thin, stalk-like creature's outward appearance, and it's about 50 centimeters tall, which resembles a tree. There are numerous little hook-like extensions on these ping pongs. At the end of each radiating stem is a beautiful ethereal globule that resembles a suddenly stopped gelatinous explosion. Despite their beautiful spectral and soft appearance, these globules are the true killers. These lovely globules are encrusted with tiny hook-shaped spicules. Whenever a tiny crustacean passes by and accidentally touches the spicules, it becomes entangled in the tiny Velcro-like hooks. It traps any prey that comes into contact with it, and the sponge slowly eats the prey alive. These sponges came to the attention of the media when a gourd-shaped carnivorous species, a new species, was mentioned in reports of discoveries off the coast of Antarctica. The new Chandroclaudia was one of 76 sponge species discovered by the Antarctic Benthic Deep Sea Research Program in the waters off of Antarctica. The sponge's cells behave similarly to amoebas, employing phagocytosis to gradually consume its prey. Number 7. Kitefin shark. The kitefin shark, also known as the seal shark, is a genus of squaliform sharks in the family Delatidae. It can be found all over the world, usually close to the seafloor at depths of 200 to 600 meters. That's about 660 to 1,970 feet. This shark can cruise slowly through the water while expending little energy because it has a large oil-filled liver to maintain neutral buoyancy. The kitefin shark, the world's largest luminous vertebrate, has a slim body, a short, blunt nose, large eyes, and thick lips. The upper and lower jaw teeth are highly differentiated, with the upper teeth small and narrow, and the lower teeth large, triangular, and serrated. Its average length is 1 to 1.4 meters, or about 3.3 to 4.6 feet, but samples as long as 5.9 feet, or 180 centimeters, have been found. The kitefin shark is a powerful solitary predator with large teeth and a strong bite that feeds on a wide variety of prey, including bony fishes, sharks, and rays, as well as cephalopods, crustaceans, polychaete worms, siphonophores, and possibly carrion. It also takes bites out of larger animals, much like its smaller relative, the cookie-cutter shark. This shark is aplacental viviparous and has 10 to 14 offspring. Kitefin sharks are commercially fished for their meat, skin, and liver oil, primarily by Portugal and Japan. From the 1970s to the 1990s, a fishery targeting this species existed off the Azores, but it collapsed due to overfishing and falling liver oil prices. The rapid depletion of the Azore stock is frequently cited as an example of the vulnerability of deep-sea sharks to human exploitation. This species' low reproductive rate makes it vulnerable to overfishing, and this, combined with known population declines, has led it to being classified as vulnerable by the International Union for Conservation of Nature. The kitefin shark has a nearly global range in tropical and warm temperate waters, with a number of widely separated populations that likely have little interaction with one another. The Eastern Pacific and Northern Indian Oceans have not seen this shark. It can be found in the Northern Atlantic, in the Georges Bank, and the Northern Gulf of Mexico, as well as from the North Sea to Cameroon, including around the British Isles, the Western and Central Mediterranean Sea, and off the coast of Madeira and the Azores. Number 8. Black sea devil anglerfish. Anyone who has seen Finding Nemo will recognize this fish. The black sea devil, which appears in the film as a frightening creature, is just as frightening in real life. The black sea devil reproduces by fusing with the female and living off her resources until it can produce sperm, which is both interesting and potentially frightening. Black sea devils have a gelatinous, mostly scaleless globous body, a large head, and a generous complement of menacingly large, sharp, glassy, fang-like teeth, lining the jaws of a cavernous, oblique mouth. These teeth are depressible and only found in females. Some species have a scattering of epidermal spinules on the body and the scales, when present, that are conical, hollow, and translucent. Like other angler fishes, black sea devils have an elysium and an esca. The former is a modified dorsal spine known as the fishing rod, and the latter is a bulbous bioluminescent fishing lure. In black sea devils, the esca is simple, with either a conical terminus or anterior and posterior ridges in some species, and both it and the elysium lack denticles. The bioluminescence is produced by symbiotic bacteria, which are thought to enter the esca via an external duct. In at least 2 species, the esca is not luminous until this duct develops, suggesting the bacteria originate from the surrounding seawater. The pupils of black sea devils are larger than the lenses, creating an aphakic space. The strong sexual dimorphism in melanocytides is common among deep-sea angler fish. While females can grow to be about 18 centimeters or 7 inches in length, males remain under 3 centimeters or about 1 inch. Males lack lures in addition to their jaw teeth. Females have large, highly distensible stomachs that give the ventral region a flabby appearance. In life, black sea devils are a dark brown to black color. Number 9. Frilled shark. As if other sharks weren't frightening enough, the frilled shark arrives, a truly terrifying phenomenon. It gets its name from its frilled gills. The shark resembles an eel due to its slender, snake-like body. Aside from its overall appearance, the most terrifying aspect of this shark is its set of 300 teeth. Despite the fact that it lives at least 5,000 meters below the surface, this shark was one of the first deep-sea animals discovered in the 19th century. The frilled shark and the southern African frilled shark are the two extant shark species in the Chlamydocelicide family. The frilled shark is considered a living fossil because of its primitive anguilliform physical traits, such as dark brown color, amphistoli, or the articulation of the jaws to the cranium, and 2 meter 6.6 foot body length, with dorsal, pelvic, and anal fins located towards the tail. The frilled shark gets its name from the fringed appearance of the shark's 6 pairs of gill slits at the throat. The two species of frilled shark are found throughout the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans, usually in the waters of the outer continental shelf and upper continental slope where the sharks live. The frilled shark uses diel vertical migration to feed at night at the ocean surface on a diet of cephalopods, smaller sharks, and bony fish. The frilled shark moves like an eel when hunting food, bending and lunging to capture and swallow whole prey with its long and flexible jaws, which are equipped with 300 recurved needle-like teeth. We hope you enjoyed this overview of a handful of the new findings that scientists have shared with the world in the first 60 days of this year. What else will be unearthed and uncovered throughout the rest of the year? We're very excited to find out. And if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up.